Phillip is one of our newest members in the group. Phillip joined us last month, not even a month into it, but we had this opening. We wanted to make sure that he was able to present. I actually had a one-to-one with him yesterday, which was really interesting. Got to know him a lot better, which I encourage us all to do with all the members in here. So, Phillip, take it away.
Good morning, everybody. How you all doing? My name is Phillip Madigan, and I work with LiveWireNet. Now, I've got about a 3-minute presentation, so for about 7 minutes, I'm going to ramble on uselessly, and then Dan's going to give me the high five sign, and I'll go into my 3-minute presentation. All right? Just want to let you all know what's going on here. I was born at a very early age in New York to a wonderful set of parents, and I moved to San Diego, lived out in the desert, did a bunch of things, moved to Denver, went to Portland, went back to San Diego. I've done about a million things. I've had a strange bevy of odd jobs. I have been a firefighter. I have been the night janitor in a mortuary. I've worked in a meat freezer at 13 degrees below zero.
Those things sounded kind of similar. You know,
No.
meat freezer and
no comment. So, so anyways, I've done a lot of interesting things, and my most recent move back to Denver, which is where I decided was going to be home for my life, I became a cellular business-to-business salesman for Verizon Wireless. And it was an interesting job. My wife had done it, and when I married her, I wasn't making enough money as a firefighter. So I did that, and it paid the bills, and it was a really amazing time in my life. It was during the crest of the whole explosion of cellular, and I was learning everything there was to learn out there, and I was talking to lots of different business people about all the things that made sense to them, and what was painful for them, and what they really liked, and how their businesses operated. I really enjoyed that experience, and so when I left there, I wanted to find a job that incorporated all of those really neat aspects, maybe not so much of the corporate mega giant type things that we've all seen about. So I run into LiveWire, and what they do is they deliver internet and voice services, so telephone, via microwave. The via microwave part I talk about, and people ask me and stuff like that, and really, do you care? If you turn on the faucet and the water comes out, that's what you're looking for, right? If you use the internet and the internet works, that's a wonderful experience. And a lot of times when I'm working with people, they don't have that experience. They have my internet doesn't work. Phillip, can you help me? And I wish Alicia was here. I know she had plans, but she could kind of talk a little bit about the experience that she had with us, because we provide her internet service. Now, Alicia moved into this new building over on Pearl Circle East, and she had two options. She had Comcast Enterprise Grade, which is fiber. It's really nice, it's super sexy, people like to talk about it. It's also $1,500 a month. And it's more than you need. It is the fire hose. Basically, something like that could provide service to twice as many people as are in this room, and they would be able to do everything they needed to do without any problems. So for an office of 3 or 4, it was not useful. Her other option would have been CenturyLink, which was incredibly slow and not nearly what she needed for one person, much less 3 or 4, and still wanted $250 a month. I passed out some flyers to everybody in here, and Jack's going to end up with like 20 or so as a kind of merge. On those flyers, you can see some of our pricing and what we do and what we charge. And for a typical office for Alicia, which is 3 or 4 people, what am I charging? I think I'm charging her $100 a month. And she gets 50 meg, which is more than enough for her to Facebook, FaceTime, YouTube, do all the other things that we do when we're not really working. And then if she needs to use the internet to get some work done, it turns out fine. Her bill comes out to, I want to say it's $150 a month, maybe $175 a month. It's nothing compared to, and that includes her phones. She has 3 phones with us. So I keep running into this situation, and I did this deal yesterday for a company called Mountain Cement downtown. And they have like 9 phone lines and awful internet service. And I took a $700 a month bill, turned it into $325 a month, and gave them service that's 10 to 15 times faster than what they had. I don't know, we're all so used to having instant gratification with our internet service that when we don't have it, it's literally debilitating. Now there's a couple of marriage workshops. I don't know if you guys have heard of these people, but what they do is they give them slow internet. They put them in a bed and breakfast for a weekend. They give them slow internet for 3 days just so they can see how the relationship is going to work out. It's a very eye-opening experience. You're so used to it. So having slow internet in the workplace definitely does affect your performance. And I think all of you, I see the smiles and the laughs and the grins, but you know it's true, right? So we fix those phones. So when I'm looking for customers, typically I have like 2 types of people that I like to work with. And this is a hint, right? If you're having these conversations with people. I have people who are paying too much. I can fix almost all of those problems. The people that I can't fix so well are the single unit, the residential service users. And I have a solution for them, but it's a little bit more convoluted, and it does save them money, and it's great if they're rebels and they don't want to have Comcast or CenturyLink. But if you're paying $20 a month and the way they have the bundles put together and stuff like that, yeah, I can save you a little bit of money. Do you really want to do it? Great, maybe. But for these small, medium businesses, we can save you some money. For big businesses, 20 phone lines, 20 users, 25 users, we can save them lots of money. And if you take a little bit of that money, Christmas is coming up. I tell this to my customers all the time, or my prospects. I go, tell you what, you're paying $1,000 a month. I'm going to charge you $500. We'll take the rest of the money, we'll split it. You take your money, you put it in your Christmas fund. Do something wonderful for your employees. Do something nice for all of your group. And, it sparks little thoughts in their minds. What can I do with all that extra money? The other type of people that I can do some great, wonderful things for are the people who don't get good service. Okay? So where I live, where I work, I don't have a choice. Or I have one of 2 choices and neither one of them is great. Hey, has anybody been through that experience recently? Oh wait, no, we're not talking about that. But, right, you have no choice. You have awful choices.
We have awful choices.
You have awful choices. We provide you good service. When things go wrong, and invariably someday you'll have a flood or a storm or hurricane or whatever, we come out and we take care of you, right? Mm-hmm. And those are pretty much all the basic things, right? That's all you want. You don't need, what are all the things that you don't need? Do you need 50,000 employees in a company that you pay too much for, that really doesn't care for you, that isn't going to provide you service? Probably not. And especially up in Boulder here, where we kind of are in this little bubble of free thinking and doing new things like Juice Plus, right? Trying something different in order to better ourselves. Take a look at the options that are out there for you. And if you're tired of dealing with CenturyLink and Comcast, and I've had them both, and much like other things that we have duals of, neither one of them is always a great option. And that's my whole pitch, right? Look at that, I'm some crazy salesperson. Take a look at the rate sheets that I sent you over. And
So we have 1.5 minutes plus 5 minutes of feedback.
I can dance.
Questions for Phil?
Questions? Yes.
Is your internet service asynchronous or synchronous?
It is asynchronous.
And so what's the download speed and the upload speed?
Well, if you look on that flyer I gave you right there, there's a couple of numbers. On the top side, that's okay, I'm going to go through the whole flyer with you guys right now. Here, let me borrow one of these flyers, all right? Thank you, sir. All right, so on the top half of the flyer is our business class service. This is for people who have, 10, 15, 20 users who need that more of that corporate experience. I need a couple of extra things, like some more static IPs involved, some of the, more of the robust features that people like, okay? On the bottom half is what we call our value service. Okay, and usually the difference in between the 2 of these is, on the top side, it shows you get bigger upload speed. Okay, and then the way I wrote it out, you have like 15 by 7, 25 by 7, so on and so forth. The first number is your download. That's how fast you can download a song or a video or something like that. The second piece is your upload. That's how fast your picture goes up to Facebook or something like that, okay? Most people don't need a lot of upload, but upload is what costs the carriers money, okay? So when you're dealing with the 100 meg Comcast version, they'll give you 100 down and maybe 5 up, because they know you're not going to upload very much. Okay, so the top half is for more of your robust corporate features. The bottom piece is for more of your solo, professional, small office type features, and pretty much they're just different amounts of upload speed. The average user, okay, if you want to use video, I want to watch Netflix, I want to do YouTube or stuff like that, you're going to use 12.5 meg. That's the magic number, okay? And you're not going to go any faster than that. Okay, that's how fast it goes, unless you're doing like some major applications, but for your basic, regular, average guy, okay, you need 12.5 meg. So now when I buy the 150 meg package from Comcast, which I have, and it's just me and my son are the only users of the internet, well, the max we're really going to pull down is 25. So I've been completely oversold. Then I got a little promotion on it, and it's what I got, it's my choice, okay, that's all I can get. But if I can sell you a 25 meg package for $50 for your residence, instead of spending ungodly amounts to Comcast, well, that's a nice thing.